Morning, it's not a lovely spring day today, and I'm going to take you for a wee wander around Clackmannanshire and out into Fife along the Fife coast, and just to show you a bit of the variety of the riding around here. If you're into touring or pottering around, this is great. There'll be other videos that will show you some of the more bonkers stuff and the wild and wonderful stuff out in the Ochils. But to start off with, we are here. We've got the lighting, and we are round in the middle of town, in the middle of Alloa, at a lovely big, and it's a Sunday, it's quite quiet car park right now. So plenty of parking here if you need to drive in. But what I'm going to show you is you can get to accommodation by cycling even from here, so you can ride into Alloa and then start the use of all these lovely trails around here from here if you want to. So you've got a choice there. So let's get going. And here we are at Alloa station, which is just 2 minutes away from the centre of town. It's right in the middle of town actually. 2 minutes ride where we started from the car park. So you've got two alternatives, and the ride in all starts from around here. So plenty of different ways to get here, plenty of different ways to get in and out of the county as well. And it's quite sunny, isn't it? Okay, let's start again, shall we? Get back onto the trails. Going to poke out on this road, a little unnecessary section of road as we've come out from Gardmore Dam, just to show you Glen Mill, which is lovely. And this is one of the outflows from the dam, and post-industrial, lovely spot actually. There was a mill here, we've got a post bridge here, lovely caves, and the river coming through, which we'll be crossing in a minute somewhere else. But yeah, there's lots of little nooks and crannies, and not very far at all from the tracks you might ordinarily be on, and even the paths you might be on. And I know this has been, I'm just going to walk back up here again, totally in the wrong gear for riding back up. I know this has been, so far, it's been quite cross country, but well, you've just seen us pop out onto a nice quiet country road that goes into Clackmannan, and it is tarmac all the way to the station through Clackmannan. So if you've got a trailer, and you're taking all your kit to ditch the car out in the middle of nowhere, going to the middle of nowhere, not ditching the car in the middle of nowhere. So if you're heading to the middle of nowhere, then it's really easy to do. I've got a trailer with kids, still nice and easy. Alright, and you might just about be able to see Clackmannanshire Tower up there. That's in the heart of Clackmannan, and the old railway bridge that cyclist is heading towards. We're heading off though to get onto the old railway down this path. Let's go. A bit of sideways action there. To whence we go. Yeah, a little bit of storm damage of late. Oh, but still navigable. Again, I mean, it was a bit trickier with the trailer, but quite good fun, if you know. Nearly lost the front wheel then. There we go. Oh, the right gear for this. There we go. That's a tight turn. Back end made it around as well. Right. Here's the challenge. Yes. Okie dokie. That's a little bit more forgiving in the opposite direction. There we go. And the old railway bridge. Now if you're coming this way in the opposite direction, it's worth pointing out this wee metal spike here. I'm trying to avoid that if you're coming down. Right. Ooh. Just a few steps. There. Right. And just negotiate this. You don't need to see that up onto the old railway. Okay, now I'll admit that was a bit of a fight. That's not not a piece of infrastructure in the county that I'll be proud of. But apart from the fact that I'm covered in crap, and manageable. But then that access is this. Now this goes behind me most of the way into Alloa, pretty much all the way into Clackmannan, and in front of me all the way to Royal Dunfermline, if you want to, past the infamous Alloa, or at least one of the infamous Alloa brick factory. Now why infamous? Because it's kind of localised. My house was built out of bricks made at that brick factory, and they baked them twice, which I'd never heard of before. Apparently that makes them extra hard, which doesn't help if you're trying to renovate your kitchen. Ooh. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, got through a lot of drill bits doing that. Anyway, a nice cruise through the countryside now. So as I say, you can get into darkest Fife this way, or you can just cruise away to Dunfermline. Ooh. And we'll just make a little bit of distance now. just on the edge of the Brucefield estate on a nice quiet road. And we're going to do a wee loop through the estate because this is one of the reasonably local, beautiful places to stay within an easy journey of the railway station. And whilst this has been a bit cross country, if that's a word, I'll also show you the quick and easy way in and out as well. But, need to head around the estate first because the entrance is on the other side. But if you caught the sign there, if you can see it, we're in the middle of a network of cyclist and walker friendly roads. They're very quiet and the drivers are required to behave themselves. Brucefield. And a buzzard. Big dude. That's Brucefield House out there. We're going to head to the mains. News on our way round. If you like a nice bit of quiet woodland, then this is a lovely place to come. It's all part of the estate, so you've got pretty much free rein, and they also do activities as well. So if you want to find out about foraging and even a bit of land management, David will happily talk to you about that, I'm sure. We are just above the railway again. We'll circle round and get it, but I'll just show you while we're here. So, lovely little huts in the woods, but they also have slack brae as well, which I'm about to give you a wee view of. There we go. Slack brae, which is a lovely wee house there, and all of it, it's probably a 5-star accommodation. It's beautiful in there. Alright, so let's get ourselves back onto the railway. Through the woods. road and linked onto the 76. There we go. You'll be forgiven for not recognising this, not least because I'm not sure whether I filmed this bit, but we are back on, hello, back on the railway path, going in the same direction as we were last time we were on it. Going to loop round again, so that's how close it is, just there. We're going to head out again, because we're heading for the Fife coastal path through the Davilla Forest. So we're going to loop back by historic, lovely, quiet Kincardine. Let's go. There we go. So, 2 minutes along the railway path, and we're now off the railway path again. I'm not going to Dunfermline today. We're going into the Davilla Forest and over towards Kincardine with a little surprise on the way, which obviously can't tell you what it is, otherwise it wouldn't be a surprise. You won't still find too many of these things around when we get there. Anyway, onwards, and unfortunately, because now we're off the line of least resistance, i.e. the railway line, onwards and upwards. But that's a lovely forest. Right, woohoo, here we go. Let's do some road gears. So, much like the way out of Alloa and through Dartmoor down was the muddy way out, this is also the muddy way in to Davilla Forest. Should have done the clean half first, really, shouldn't I? That would have been sensible. Anyway, this is the muddy bit. That's a quiet. Yes, it is. So we've climbed up Muddy Hill. We're in the middle of the big forest, although we're in that phase of foresting where it's been harvested. So it's a little bit bleak out there ahead, but there's a lot more trees where we're going. And bizarrely, riding through sand now. There's a massive sandy deposit here and a huge sand quarry to the right. One of the exports of the Kingdom of Fife. Oh, interesting puddle. Up periscope. That could have been worse. There we go. And now into the forest proper. Oh, what a lovely trail. The surface is lovely now. Look at this. Need to not hit the fence. That would be a bad thing to do. There we go. It looks like they've actually harvested the trees and then dug a big hole to get to more sand. It's been more beautiful here, but it's still nice. Trees off to the left are relatively sparsely planted, so there's some light coming through. There we go. And the trail, apart from that massive muddy puddle at the bottom there, is lovely. Track check. Coastal Calf Park, go further into Alloa. Tell you what, while we're showing off what's around here, a little deviation, should have turned left there. What we're going to do is, this is sticking my neck out a little bit, because there's been some storms recently. It's only sparsely planted, so where I'm headed might have trees across it, but just a little bit of variety. This is nice. It should only be a couple of minutes here, and then we'll take a track off to the left and swing round to where we would have got to if we'd gone left at that junction. Right, let's get to our little turn off. So I guess just while I'm, there was a massive puddle back there I had to push through. Wasn't making it up onto the top here. Oh, riding. So just bringing the bike up onto the top here before we head off. So this is by way of just demonstrating the variety there is around here. So I could have stayed on the gravel track. We'll get back to the junction on the gravel track. We're just going on a little bit of single track here, which should be really nice. It's not too wet. It flows down through the trees and along the side of the dam. Not Dartmoor Dam. Across. Let's get close enough. Oh, you can see it. Actually see it. Although it seems a bit of interaction from the looks of it. Quite a bit of interaction. Interaction contains the word traction, something I don't have a massive amount of with these tyres on. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's drop a gear or two and drop the torque and see if I can keep rolling through here. So, yeah, as I was saying, lovely trail. That's better when it's dry. But full of variety. And no, I have no idea what those two guys are doing, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to. Hopefully, just having a wee fire on a Sunday, as you do. Oh, I've got to risk a slightly higher gear now. Spin it out. Here we go. Lovely, isn't it? And up onto the forestry track. There we go. Now this is definitely a point where the map comes out. Make sure I'm heading for the right trail, because there's thousands of them. Behind me is the one we would have come on to. We'll just have a quick squint and see where we want to go. So map's really useful. I've been using OS maps on my phone. Really useful to make sure you're on the right trail, because you can get to loads of different places. So we are going to Kincardine, as I said, but we're not going directly there. We're going to go somewhere, or via somewhere even nicer and even more historic and a bit famouser, if that's a word. I think we're going up here. Yeah, we're not. So once you're in the forest, there's lots of different ways out, and so you can pick pick where you want to go to, or you can just cut short or extend as you want. And you've only got that one muddy hill from where we came to get up there, and we're staying off the roads. And out in this lovely quiet woodland. Might find an occasional dog walker, maybe a horse, but it's quality gravel. And every so often, not that I'll be using it from here on, every so often, nice little thin brown line heading off into the trees. There we go. We're up on the ridge now, and away we go. Now, well, you can see the car going in front of us there. So we're just about to pop out onto what's effectively the driveway for a place called the Walled Garden, which is one, I've been a bit slack at this, to one of the cafes on the way. It's a lovely place actually, small garden centre, lovely cafe. Beautiful view as well over the Opals. So the ridge we've just been riding along there is it's got nothing between it and the Opals. Once you get up to the top and you get a view, it's fantastic. So we are now heading back towards Forth again, down towards one of the bigger roads in the area. Just now, hopefully, just going to cross it and make our way over into our surprise destination. Surprise, not least, because that wasn't where I was going really. Well, not in this direction. So heading towards the river, that's where the light is shining off, and we've gone down this big wide track, but we don't like big wide tracks, do we? Not when we can ride the narrow ones. So we're now on a connecting track to the Fife coastal path, but it's where it connects. It is the best bit, so nearby where it connects. So we're heading next. Blimey, that is a heavy gate. And they made the gates that heavy still. Right, anyway, where were we? Sloshing through the mud, I think that's what we were doing. How you doing? Is it like this all the way? Is it like this all the way?
It's worse than that up there, I bet.
Nice. So there's no denying it was a bit manky back there, but this is quite nice. And we're still in February, so not had a chance to dry out yet. this being about the first dry day we've had for some time. This is nice. So we're heading parallel to the coastal path, heading for Dundee. So we're not going to go that far. This is lovely. Got that gate. See what we can find out here. Allegedly it gets boggy again somewhere, but this is lovely. That was lovely. That isn't too bad. Ooh, choices. So whilst there's still signs to, hopefully you didn't read that and spoil it, our destination, then I'm going to keep heading this way. But there's lots of different ways down to it there. Here we go. I can see the mate. It's a wee bit funny. Oh, slow down. Oh, that was nasty. Oh, yes. I've been along here on a proper gravel bike. They're sliding all over the place. That's what we like. Nice mud-filled cobbled road. Alright. You can't see my back end. It is all over the place. Trying to keep the power nice and steady, but oh, it's not that easy. That's quite entertaining. Right, go high, drop through the rock, and onto the more solid stuff. Blimey, I have to shut up, concentrate on breathing soon. Right, oh, I think this is going to be, oh, no, it's another alternative. This. With the associated muddy climb in front of me is where we're headed. Right, let's get this done. There. So, as we emerge onto the tarmac road, looking down towards the River Forth there, I'm just going to say, I'm going to keep the trap shut. Welcome to historic Curious. A surprise destination, almost as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. So I don't know whether you'll pick any of this up because of the wind. It's a bit breezy. We're right on the coast now. We're just making our way through the back and out of the historic and famous because of Outlander village of Couros. And it's market day and there's millions of people. We'll clear off in a minute once we clear the car parks. And some of the tracks we saw coming up or coming down over the hills to our right, and you can see the castle in front. But we are now heading for Kincardine, which is the start of the Fife coastal path. And if we did a 180, we could ride pretty much off-road all the way along the coast of Fife, all the way to the Tay Bridge, and technically into Dundee if you wanted. So yeah, a good few day trip if you wanted to do that. It's mind-bendingly varied, and it's actually quite bizarre how it manages to weave its way around. But we'll soon get to the limit of the Wanderers and head along to Kincardine as the trail gets quieter. There's the castle. So it's probably worth saying at this stage, we just cleared all the crowds from Couros. But this is the, if you want to do something at the complete sedate end, then this path from Couros is basically what I'm following all the way into Alloa. And obviously we've looked at ways to get out of De Villa down to here as well. But this is a lovely paved track all the way into Kincardine, and then you'll see later on some beautiful tracks between Kincardine and Alloa. And I've got a friend, I'm not drafting honest. Anyway, here we go, push it on. So this is the standard of this bit of the Fife coastal path. It's very varied. There is actually a cycle path as well, but you can vary between the walk-in and the cycling path if you've got a gravel bike, and a bit of variation. It's maybe another video, just a variety. But yeah, Couros to Kincardine to Alloa. It's lovely, it's a beautiful surface. And if you can hear me, the traffic here is mostly going to Couros, nowhere else to go. And it's just because it's so popular. And the parking's so difficult, it makes riding a bike the sensible way to get there. Oh, yeah. And I might have missed one of the things we passed, because it's fairly niche, but off to my left, and the reason why we're going to cross this big wide road in a second is there's a flipping great power station there, and we're basically crossing the entrance to it, but very quickly back onto quiet roads. As you can see, Kincardine and Fife coastal path, and not very much uses this. Half a dozen houses, that's a bit. There's a nice quiet road. It's beautiful. Once you get past the piles of crap, it's lovely. with my binocular vision, off to the right you can see little glimpses of the yokels. Unfortunately they're feeling a little bit shy right now, and it looks like the weather we were promised isn't going to last quite as much. It's, if you can hear me, it's lucky, because it's so blooming windy and I'm going into a nice headwind coming from the west, which usually precludes a change in the weather. And it's sunny and dry right now, so there's only one way to go. But never mind, I've got a full set of waterproofs, and there's still more cafes left on the way back. Whoa, blimey, it's a bit more streamlined. We'll just head around the back streets of Kincardine. Place of at least 2 cafes. Our way through here. The other end of the village where we're heading towards now actually has, well, what's going to be surprise one, turned out to be not be a surprise at all, is actually the Scottish Police College, which actually sits across one of the exits for the De Villa Forest. So you could come to Kincardine and loop round through the De Villa, out to Curris and back in a jiffy if you wanted. It's actually a really nice ride through the grounds, and it's completely legal. Don't worry about that. Alrighty ho, let's see what's waiting for us around this corner. Back onto quiet farm roads again, over the Week Bridge. Now I've got a lot of stuff on this bike, but I think we're all right. There we go. A nice launch back onto the quiet farming back roads of now Clackmannanshire. We're back, I breathe. Kincardine's definitely in Fife. Pretty sure we're now back in Clacks. There we go. case you're wondering, I'm just going to tilt the camera. Hopefully that shows that yeah, this weird setup actually gives me a multitude of different positions, and this is not far off an aero tuck for a roadie on the drops. It's quite good. Oh yeah, when you ride it straight into stiff westerly along here, it's quite handy. Anyway, I'm sure you're curious largely rock foils for the body parts, so we're not slip this out. I'm just coming through Clackmannanshire now, sitting on top of the hill with a lovely church, a lovely big church, and this road here off to our left, which I'm not going to take, would actually take you across an RSPB reserve into the back way into Alloa, but I did promise to take you the clean way back to Alloa. So we'll go up through the town, Stroke Village. Because it's so small, back out again. There we go. That's Clackmannanshire. Very quickly at the other end of Clackmannanshire into a network of beautiful and largely tarmacked or gravelled at least tracks along the river back into Alloa. So I promised you clean. I'm not going to take this one on the left because that's the gravel one. We're going to go on the tarmacky one. And while Alloa is gained in prosperity, it's spread a little bit since the railway came back, so we are going to have to unfortunately hit the path around this housing estate. There is one treat left, another bit of history. There's loads of it, so there we go. Let's look out for that. Hiya. There we go. Lovely segregated path. Out of the housing estate, straight into cobbled streets, the views, and Alloa Tower. I mean, technically we're also going around the back of Tesco's past the police station as well, but Alloa Tower. And then out across what was the original bit of Alloa and the churches, and one of only 2 glass factories like this in the world, which is pretty amazing. It is a factory, it does make a lot of noise, but it recycles a lot of glass, that's good. And a good collection of churches as we go round. Now the next bit is a little bit, it's not even post-industrial world, it starts off as not so much, but that's where we're going, a little bit of history. So out of the park here, which is the park with the original big house. Past the welders, as you do. Car Chelsea get through. Thank you very much. Round the back. With the post office. But then, there we go. Nice little bit of history. Then gives us access to this little gem, the wagon way. So behind me is where the industry in Alloa and the port have always been. There is still a little harbour there with some pretty big bollards for it's not just little fishing boats there, but the wagon way leads directly from the harbour, back my head on the lights, all the way to the heart of Alloa. And if you recall all the way back to the start of the film, what's at the heart of Alloa? The railway station. And the town hall. And our starting point. Straight through the middle of town. Brilliant. And it has tunnels also. There we go. Lighting is worry about here, it's the bikes. There we go. And we are pretty much there. The slowest bit of the whole thing, getting across the lights from the end of the wagon way to the station. Oh, there we go, right in the middle of town. There we go. Back to our starting point. Alloa railway station. There we go. And I'll just take us back to the town hall. Yep, just came this way.